You're so cute up there. Good morning, Reptilians. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elle, and this is Elle's Reptiles. This week, we're doing something super exciting. I got a 4-foot tank several months ago at this point, and I was planning on putting my hognose in it, but then I got my hognose and he was this big, and so it was way too much room. And since then, I've decided that my kingsnake Loki is actually going to go in there instead because he's growing way faster than the hognose. He started out bigger, that's why, but he's growing faster. So the kingsnake is actually going to go in there, and the kingsnake is now officially the length of the tank that he's in. So it's about time that we move him up. This is a huge upgrade for him. So we're just going to pack this thing full so he feels super, super safe with real plants, fake plants, all of the things. Let's do that. We're gonna put the kingsnake in here. I have modified it just a little bit. There's not a very large gap between these doors, but I put this piece of plastic on the edge anyway, just to make sure that he is not gonna escape, because colubrids are escape artists. And that should be the only place that I have to worry about any kind of escape. Eco Earth. So first thing, we're going to get the substrate ready, and I'm just using these big bricks of Eco Earth. We're gonna soak them in a bucket of water for a while. Also just gonna pour in the last little bit of sphagnum moss that I have. I need to go get some more. At this point, my substrate mixes are just random assortments of things that make sense. Okay, I think we need more water. I don't know if you can see that the entire shape of this has changed. Ugh. Oh, there is still a whole bunch of water down there. Okay. Okay. This was a long process, but I finally did get it all broken up and it was no longer stuck in the bucket. Once all of it looked like it was saturated, I just kind of loosened it up, mixed everything up, make sure it wasn't soaked. Let's go ahead and get the lights on the tank so we can see and we won't have to move a full tank around to adjust anything. Huge thank you to ZooMed, which I had the pleasure of meeting at last year's Animal Con, and they reached out and asked if I needed anything for any upcoming tanks, and they sent me this awesome thing, and I'm so excited about it. I've only ever used these at the Snake Discovery build-offs, so I'm super excited to have this to test out on this tank because we're going to put some real plants in. We're going to see how good this LED grow light is. I love these so much. I'm so excited to finally have one. It arrived unbroken. With the amount of UVB lights that I have had arrive broken, this is exciting for me. Alright, so right now the UVB is on. There we go. Okay, thought this was recording and it wasn't. The 5-gallon bucket has been dumped in there. We're still using this old soil just because there was never any animals in it. I just scooped out a bunch of the soil to go into other tanks, but there was never any animals in the soil, so it's still clean. So we're just gonna mix that in. All right, so we have the Eco Earth and sphagnum moss in there, and I just dumped some Scott's topsoil in there, and I'm just mixing it with the Scott's topsoil that was already in there. And there was also already a little bit of sand in this. I'm not putting any additional sand in this. This is already enough. This king snakes do like it a little bit more on the moisture side compared to some other animals, so we're not putting a super lot of sand in there. The camera battery died at this point, but I did end up adding more topsoil and BioShot because this will be a bioactive tank. Then we're just adding all of the enrichment. Like I said, we are jam packing this thing full because I want him to feel safe enough to be able to actually explore this tank. So right now I am just putting in the pieces from the Amazon kit. If you remember, this is actually the bearded dragon kit, and a bunch of vines and water dishes and stuff. And then of course, bioactive tank, we have to have leaf litter for the cleanup crew to hide underneath and eat as it decomposes and all that stuff. This is just multiple bags of leaf litter that I had left, and I decided to just dump all of them in here. All right, so we have a two pothos. This one, we're going to take it all the way down to the roots and actually plant it directly into the tank. These two will probably stay in the pots because the kingsnake loves to hide in the roots of plants and kill them. More and more plants are going to make the kingsnake very, very happy. As always, make sure that you are cleaning these plants before you put them into tanks and putting fresh potting soil, topsoil, organic topsoil into them. If you're using plants in the pots, just make sure everything is clean so that you don't create a future bug problem or gnat problem for your tank. And of course, we have to have the cleanup crew. It is kind of one of the most important parts of it being a bioactive tank. Springtails, they are going to clean up waste and debris from the tank. And they break down mold, so especially if you're doing a humid bioactive tank, this helps prevent mold. And once you've poured some of those out, you just feed them. I like to use Josh's Frog's Spring to Life. You can also just use rice and they will repopulate in your cultures and you can use them for the next tank. So a Tupperware with charcoal, water, and some rice, and you can have endless springtails. And isopods, the other most common thing used in cleanup crews. This clip is out of order because I may or may not have forgot to film myself putting isopods in the first time. So I just added 10 more. You want to start with about 10 at bare minimum, putting them into a tank, preferably more. And isopods are going to clean your pet's waste, so you don't have to. They do not clean up urates typically though, so you will still have to pick those up yourself. Ta-da! The tank is mostly done. I did end up going back and adding a couple more things, including a basking light on top. Very important. That is not in this clip. But yeah, this is definitely very full. There's pretty much nowhere he can go without being able to move only a couple of inches over and find a hiding spot, which was the goal here. And a couple more housekeeping things before we add the snake. Well, of course, we need to add the doors back. I did go ahead and add a little hide back there under the hammock, just in case, just for more hiding areas. And a thermometer hygrometer is also being added. And now it's snake time. And that is it. That is the end of this video. Hopefully it was enjoyable to watch. I haven't set up a tank in a little bit, and so here we are. We do have more tank setups coming in the future, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. There's actually quite a few more tank setups that we have coming. That is all that I have for this week's video. And another huge thanks to ZoomEd for sending me that light. That light is absolutely fantastic, and it kind of makes me want to start upgrading other lights too. So super cool. Love that light. Was very excited to be able to try one out for myself instead of just at Snake Discovery. If you have not already, please feel free to follow me on my socials and like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications every single time I put out a new video, which is every Sunday and some Wednesdays. This week's Instagram shout out is here, and this week's subscriber shout out is here. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and following and sharing and commenting and all that jazz. You are the bee's knees. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye. All right, so test. Oh, that's gonna be crazy staticky. That's not gonna work. Please don't move from there. Don't run. You're so cute.